Amen, Mr. Bob Griffin. You know, I have lived here not quite as long as Bob has, but for a long time in my entire life, I've heard a name, seen his name on buildings and parks all over town. David Raines. Never quite knew who he was. This morning, we find out.
He has no idea, but this little boy is standing on the shoulders of a giant. There he is, and there, and there, and over here. In fact, everywhere you look along the Martin Luther King Drive area of Shreveport, you see that name, David Raines. But who was he?
Don't know who David Raines is. No idea.
No idea.
Okay.
That's the typical response. Others know a little.
It was like a group camp at first.
Okay.
For young kids.
Here's what we do know. David Raines was born in 1860 at the beginning of the Civil War in Pine Island, Louisiana, an only son. We don't know how, but over time he became a wealthy farmer and later oil man.
He's been recognized as being perhaps the first African-American millionaire in this area.
Yes, by the 1930s, this once poor black farmer was a millionaire when that was a lot of money. He moved to Shreveport, bought a big house on Peabody Street.
He bought a house for $4,000, which is a huge amount back in those days.
But David Raines was troubled by something.
Specifically, troubled delinquent young men who were being housed in cells with adult men.
So Raines donates 22 acres like this off the old Cooper Road to build a home for troubled boys, but he doesn't stop there.
Coaching them and showing them that life is more than just getting into trouble. And then when you're young, you don't know.
We will never know how many lives he turned around. We do know that that original 22 acres he gave is today a giant health clinic and a library and a park and a place where little boys like this one can keep their bodies healthy and their minds on what is possible in David Raines' America.
No matter how you start off in humble beginnings, maybe not having very much money, not a lot of clothes for school, but getting the education and pursuing what your passion is in life, then you can make life much better. And that's what he did. Once life was better for him, he gave back.
How about that? Lived here my whole life, knew who this guy was, at least in the sense of knew his name. His name was on buildings all over town, assumed he had done some good things. Sure enough, probably, I don't know this for sure, but probably one of the first African-American millionaires in this part of the country, and did an enormous amount of good with his money. That legacy lives on. By the way, there's a big banquet tonight honoring the 25th anniversary of the David Raines Educational and Health Center. And his grandkids will be there. All of them have also done very, very well. They're in healthcare and doctors and dentists and that kind of thing.
Nice.
The legacy lives on. How about that?
It does.
Nice. And we're looking for the best Mexican food in September. Rick's Picks. Don't forget about that, right?
It's going to be fun.
But we have one more week of steaks, right?
No, I think
No,
not.
is it over?
I think it's over. Okay, shoot. We don't know.
What's
our
today's
calendar
date, guys?
very well.
Let's remember.
What's Tuesday?
We got one more week of steaks, folks.
One more week of steaks.
One more week of steaks. I can't even hear it. I know we still got one more week of steaks left. All right, thank you for that, Rick. All right, time now is 6:30.